Hello, I'm Frank Luna, and welcome to Making Space. Here we celebrate the inspiring stories of the Valley's LGBTQ+ community and their allies. You're tuned into Arizona Barrio Stories, a proud part of the Latino USA TV and media network family. Today's guest has spent the better part of the last decade as a deeply committed professional and advocate in the mental health field. She is a clinical program supervisor of the Severe Mental Illness Division at Valle del Sol. And she's also an independent professional counsel with Holy Raven, LLC. One of her areas of expertise is helping LGBTQ+ youth in crisis development strategies to build resilience, independence, and coping mechanisms to deal with trauma and change. Please join me in welcoming Magdalena Lopez as she helps us unpack the idea of embracing the hidden self as a pathway to authenticity. Magdalena, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't we get right into things, as I have plenty of things I'd like to cover with you.
Yes.
Okay? So let's start with your work at Valle del Sol. Tell us a little bit about your professional background.
So I have been in mental health since 2013 and have done various positions. But when it comes to Valle del Sol, I've been able to be a therapist for their general mental health department, and now I am supervising case managers that serve the SMI population. Valle del Sol has a variety of services. They range from WIC programs to birth to 5 programs, youth, school-based, LGBTQ, DBT, OTP services, and they're expanding even further with new clinics and other services that I may not be aware of. So yeah, that's what I do there at Valle del Sol.
Well, great. Now, I'd like to take a step back in time and learn about you, your childhood, and what life was like for Magdalena growing up. Let's talk about where you grew up. What kinds of things interested you in school? Did you come from a large family? Those sort of things.
Yeah, I grew up in El Mirage, and I come from immigrant parents. I was first generation born in the United States. Growing up, I found a lot of familial involvement with the church, with apostolic religion. We would participate in youth programs and go to church weekly. I think in my upbringing, that's what took a lot of space in my life. When it came to school, in the early years, we did school in Spanish. Sure. So I was able to learn to read, write, speak Spanish clearly. And as Arizona began to develop and evolve, they wanted to do more of like English programs. And education was a safe space for me because it was one of the things I was allowed to do.
Right.
You know, so growing up with the religion, there were a lot of things I was not able to do growing up. But being at school was a great place to express myself and be with other people that were different than I. So I would explain school as being a safe space for me.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
As you started to navigate life through high school and college, did you have any role models that you looked up to or that inspired you?
Yes. So part of my upbringing was when my family would take me to Mexico, and my uncle was a professor, and he would always have conversations to me about education and how important education was. So when I was in high school and college, I would remember my uncle's talks that he said, and he is somebody that I look looked up to because it was part of my family and
Sure.
and my community. And so I wanted to do well in school, and I knew I wanted to work with Hispanic families. That's all I knew, you know, when I was in high school and in college. Additionally, there were some professors that were role models to me.
Sure, sure.
And I really admired like watching professionals be themselves.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be a professional one day in something.
Yeah. So your uncle really inspired you. And,
He did.
And you wanted to
Yeah.
take after him.
He used to take me to school with him because he was a professor.
Yeah.
And so on my vacation time, I would go to work with him. And this is
wow.
when I was like 8 years old,
Oh, wow.
10 years old. Every time we would visit Juarez, I wanted to go to work with my uncle.
Wow.
And I think that's where it was instilled in me to pursue school, to pursue a better quality of life in the United States.
That's wonderful. Now, Magdalena, we've talked, you and I, about the growing mental health crisis among LGBTQ plus youth, particularly within Latino communities, right? A community that you serve and know so
Yeah.
well. I know many of your clients come to you prompted by a desire to maybe reconcile a need towards self-acceptance. If they're struggling with conflicted feelings about maybe being gay. In your professional experience, I'm wondering what patterns and themes do your clients encounter when seeking care or support as they enter a journey towards maybe embracing, as we say, maybe their hidden self as a pathway to authenticity. And I'm thinking maybe as an example, you know, your childhood, you know, makes me think of people in my family. My family was very religious growing up. You know,
Yeah.
my parents were, and
Yeah.
that served to delay my coming out,
Right.
and within myself caused a lot of conflict.
Of course. One of the patterns that I've noticed is the stigma across multiple identities. Having inner conflict of self-acceptance for various parts of yourself. There's different parts to each one of us, and sometimes accepting a different part of yourself creates conflict within you. And so there's a stigma for certain identities, especially with cultural traditional norms.
Exactly.
Another pattern has been seeking help. There's a lot of underreporting of mental health needs, not being able to express yourself because you don't feel safe enough or don't know who to talk to. And so the underreporting lets us know that there's actually a greater need than what we are aware of.
And tragically, again, something else that you and I have talked about, so many of those issues, because of our culture, can lead to mental health difficulties, depression, the worst case scenario, suicide attempts, and worse.
Yes.
Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, being able to heal suicidal ideation or self-harming has been a journey of building trust within yourself, your mind and body, having trust within yourself, and knowing that you are safe again. So reestablishing a sense of safety. And so that is a journey within therapy that people can embark in to heal themselves.
Right. You've done a lot of work in that area, Magdalena. Can you expand on it a little bit? I know you and I had talked about it at length.
Yes.
We have a few more minutes. Is there, within the experience of your work?
Yes. So suicidal ideation is one of my passions of being able to help people heal.
Right.
And one of the things that I've noticed is being able to create mental health as a lifestyle. Kind of like if you go to the gym and you include that into your lifestyle,
Right.
everybody has mental health. And if you do something for it, it helps, but if you don't do something for it, that will deteriorate. And once you accept treatment, accepting treatment might look differently for certain people.
Right.
That might mean going inpatient for a couple of days or even weeks. That might mean seeking therapy on a intensive outpatient. That might be biweekly therapy services. It just depends where each person is at, but accepting treatment is the first step. Once you accept treatment, you try your best each day. And each day that you learn something new, you do better the next day. And so when your intention is to keep yourself safe and let go of everything that you've been through before, then you become a safe space for others that are there where you've been before. So I'm really grateful to being here, because one of the things that I've learned about safety in needing to express yourself is that you may need to simply exist and be near people, and that's enough safety to feel better about who you are and have that inner self-acceptance. So not forcing people to speak more than what they're ready to do so, and letting them know that you are safe to exist in my space.
Right. Magdalena, I'm thinking about our teens out there right now, and of course our Latino teens, but teens in general. There's so many messages coming at them on a daily basis. From their perspective, what would you tell them? You know, because it can be so mind-boggling on a daily basis. The social media, there's so many things that come across to them every day. They're faced with so many things. And if I'm a teen right now, and I'm facing something, a crisis or something within myself or within my family, and I'm not sure how to react, and I don't want to go to a parent or a family member, what do I do?
So part of the process of being able to accept yourself is being able to connect with somebody you trust. And that person that you trust can help you with identifying values. So if we instill values into our youth, regardless of the messages that they're receiving, they're gonna align with their values. A value is a moral compass of how you live. And one of the areas that I've worked with caregivers, parents, and their LGBTQ children is learning the balance of creativity and self-expression being okay with their values. And when parents understand that, you know, my child dyed their hair red and now they're wearing different types of clothing, recognizing that self-expression is appropriate and okay while they behave within their values, and learning to balance creativity and family values.
If I'm a teen and I don't feel comfortable going to anyone I know, where can they go?
They can seek emergency crisis supports. They can contact community agencies like Valle del Sol. There's also 1 in 10 available for LGBTQ youth in the area of Phoenix. But I suggest finding a person that you trust. It could even be a teacher, it could be a guidance counselor, somebody that can provide you safety to express yourself. Once you express yourself, sometimes all we needed is to be heard, and there's a clearer space to being able to think again.
Right, exactly. Well, Magdalena, you are a wonderful resource, and I thank you for coming out today and being with us, and appreciate your expertise and your knowledge and sharing it with us. Folks, this is Magdalena's first visit, and I'm very happy to say that she has agreed to be our ongoing resource. So she will be coming back to Making Space on a regular basis and talking with us and sharing her knowledge and updating us on various things having to do with the community and the mental health community. And we'll be including her contact information here at the end of our show on the screens here. So feel free to reach out to her and Valle del Sol. And I hope that you found this information useful, and please take advantage of it. And if you or anyone else in your community is in crisis, please reach out for help. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.